Okay, bring it in. Bring it in. Listen up. Listen up. Everybody take a knee. Listen up. Hey, I'm Coach Mickey, and you're here on Fourth and One Mindset. And today we're not going to talk about just X's and O. We're going to talk about the one thing that separates the champions from the contenders. That one weapon that's not going to show up on a stat sheet. That one thing that is going to help you win in every single thing that you do within your life. The thing that's going to fuel you when things are rough, when the odds are stacked against you. And every time you want to make a comeback from a setback, this one thing is what's going to drive you to success, and that's mindset. I cannot tell you how important mindset is. I've seen it work in so many different ways, in so many different elements. And one of the things I want to talk about today is how important mindset is based on the situation that you're going through. Now, mindset isn't about positive thinking. It's not just repeating affirmations and hoping that life's going to get easier. It's not going to be that one time you hear a motivational speech and you're like, I got this and I'm good. Mindset is about being able to do the things when all those things aren't working, when you don't have a good day, when you're tired, where your effort level seems like it's sinking, where you're under a lot of pressure, where it feels like the motivation is fading, and then you experience a setback that you didn't expect. Mindset is what's going to be the foundation of all of this success. Now, I've learned this personally myself, and I've also taught this on the field. And the things I wanted to share with you are the tools that I've used to help me get through a lot of those moments in my life. Not only for me, but I've also shared this with my guys on the field. Because if you have the ability to deal with a setback and change your mindset to be a comeback, and everything that you do is going to be a bonus. It's going to be a plus. It's going to be a win. But learning how to do that sometimes is not the easiest task, is it? And we know that because a lot of times having the right mindset conflicts with what's going on emotionally. And that's why it's so important that you have the awareness to be able to realize what's going on and what's happening, to be able to change and focus and bring your mindset to the place it needs to be so you can take it to the next level. So, the first thing I want to talk about is setbacks. We all deal with setbacks. I've dealt with setbacks. And if you're a coach or if you're a player, I know you all have had setbacks because I guarantee you have not had continual wins where you've never lost a game. And there's been times we've had setbacks, whether it's in our relationships, whether it's in our business, whether it's on the field, and it can be devastating. It really can. But what you do with it is the most important thing. Some of the most amazing setbacks that I can think of, looking at it from an NFL standard. And it always amazes me when I see these things happen. Now, I'm going to use the NFL because you guys know I'm a football coach, and I'm sure you have your own stories, whether it be in the NBA, whether it be tennis, regardless of what it is. I mean, you know somebody who had this incredible comeback on maybe boxing that was just so unexpected. But what is the common denominator here for people that do have these comebacks? It's mindset. I mean, think about the Patriots, that Super Bowl game. It was 28-3. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was a 25 unanswered point comeback, with forced overtime. And it was one of the most greatest comebacks in Super Bowl history. And that mindset is, even though the scoreboard looked hopeless and nobody believed it, their execution rewrote that story. And then we've had other times, let's say you've suffered from something physical. Well, Peyton Manning came back from neck surgeries. The doctors told him he may never throw again. He had 4 neck surgeries and he lost his arm strength and he was even released. But he had a comeback. I mean, he had a major comeback and he broke records with enthusiasm and drive and gut and grit. And his mindset was, take your body back. Do what you can. If your mind's still in the game, you can find a new peak. Now, does that happen for everybody? No, but whatever you're struggling with and whatever you're doing, you can make it so you can actually have a comeback that's going to be better than what everybody thought. And only you can do that. And I have seen things happen. I've seen it over the years. I've seen it personally where things have been told and said that couldn't happen. And someone has put their mindset into it so strongly to prove them wrong that they were able to pull out something that seemed impossible. Setbacks are never an easy thing. They're just not. It's one of those times where I think we feel defeated. We feel like we can't get back up from what's happening. It's constantly being sideswiped and blitzed by a linebacker and constantly hitting the ground. But the difference is you got to pick yourself up. That mindset of, I'm not going to let this keep me down. I'm not going to allow this to take away what I want. I'm not going to let whatever's happening to me be the end all and the final whistle of what's happening in my life. And that leads me into your level of effort. Coming back from different things that have happened in your life, it's going to take effort. And I know there's going to be times where you feel overwhelmed or you feel like giving up. And let me tell you this, it's not talent that's going to push you through. It's going to be your mental toughness. One more rep, one more play, one more chance, one more time of trying it again. By having things not work gives you the fuel and the knowledge to know what you need to do differently. So having the mindset of taking these things that are happening and rearranging them into a point where it's going to help you in a most beneficial way is one of the most powerful things you can do. And let me tell you something, I've seen this many, many times on the field and even in life where you can have a 5-star athlete, but they have a 2-star mindset. They think just because they made it, just because they're where they are, they don't have to keep doing anything else. They think they can just skate on by and everything is going to be great. And that's not the way it works. You have to have a mindset to know that there's somebody else out there that's constantly going to be driving for what you have. And again, we're always competing with ourselves. But if you know for a fact that you need to do more than just good enough, then you have got to set that standard for yourself. Because I'll tell you what, you're going to get beat every time by a 3-star athlete if they've got a 5-star mindset and fire in every single time that they step out on that field. And then what do we have? We have pressure. We always have the pressure of things happening. Are we going to go for it? Are we going to take that risk? Are we going to be stepping out on that 4th and 1 on the time that we need to make the biggest difference? And knowing that the odds are stacked against us. And sometimes having pressure forces us to make decisions that we normally wouldn't make if we could stop and think about it. But what can I tell you about that? Just prepare for it. We don't step out on the field to play a championship game unless we prepare, especially knowing we're going after somebody who's got to the same place we are doing the exact same thing. Somebody's going to come out on top. And what is it? It could be maybe they've practiced harder. Maybe they run their plays better. Maybe they've got better coaching. But none of that is going to win when you take a group of people and individuals that have got the mindset that they're going to win no matter what. And that's the same thing for you. When everything is stacked against you and things are happening, so what if you're making a business that everybody else has done? Do it better. Do it different. Do things that no one else thought you could do. What if it's something where you're trying to do something for yourself? Set your mind to what you want and go for it. And don't allow anything else to barrel through and take that away from you. Mindset is something that you have to carry with you when the motivation fades. Motivation is going to get you started, but your mindset is what's going to get you to the end zone. It's what's going to get you to your Super Bowl. A lot of times we get this rah rah, and we have all these people saying, yeah, you've got this, and you sound good, and you're ready to hit the ground running. But when all that's gone, and you have the worst day of your life, and everything's going to crap, and everything's falling apart, that's when you have to dig down the deepest to get your own motivation. You have to be able to say, I've got this, regardless of what's happening with around me, with people that are doing stuff. You have got to be your own inspiration and surround yourself with people that will inspire you. I mean, a lot of times, like just like a team, we have a camaraderie. We have to lift each other up. But there is going to be moments where you're going to have to lift yourself up. So I'm going to wrap this up with this. So, how do you train your mindset? It's just like lifting weights, it's just like being prepared, it's like doing anything else. Stay consistent, keep showing up on the hard days. Talk to yourself. Don't listen to yourself. And what I mean by that is so many times we have this little voice in our head that just keeps eating at us and telling you can't do this. You can't, this isn't right. This isn't going to happen. Stop. Just stop. Talk to yourself and realize you've got this. Can't you think you can do something? Don't let fear be your loudest voice. Be what you understand and believe in yourself. Be louder than that. And visualize the winning. We always rehearse things are going to go. And too many times we always worry about things that may never happen. Why not rehearse something that may be really good? Rehearse the win. A lot of times out on the field with my guys, if it's too hot, because sometimes it gets really hot out here in Southern California, and we can't practice out in the field because the temperatures rise almost 10 to 20 degrees hotter when you're out on AstroTurf, especially when you're dealing with days that are in the 120s. But it doesn't stop us from practicing because what I do, my guys, is I do mental practice. We go over everything mentally. And sometimes I think that's a lot stronger than we actually go out and physically do it. Why is that? Because in our mental practice, you never miss a pass, you never miss a route. Nothing ever goes bad because you're not going to visualize yourself losing. I mean, you're not going to visualize yourself doing something bad. You're going to visualize what is going to be great, what is going to be strong, what is going to be the most important thing that you can do that can make you successful. And like I said before, surround yourself with people who can hold you accountable and lift you up and hype you up and be there for you. And if you don't have someone, then write things down for yourself. I cannot tell you how many post-it notes I have got around my laptop because sometimes I need that. I can't call my friends every 5 minutes, but I have to remind myself. And one of my favorites that I have is success, failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And that is a very powerful one for me. Another one that I have on here that I have is I always find a way to succeed. Keep dominating and having fun and feed your mind just like you feed your body. If you want a strong, healthy body, then you have to feed your mind with strong, healthy things. Read, listen, learn. These are things that are going to make you into somebody extraordinary. And you guys have got this. I know you do. It's one of those things where you're going to be able to create and do things that you never ever thought that you could do. And it's going to surprise you. And you're going to look back on yourself and you're going to go, this is pretty awesome. I was able to accomplish something that no one else thought I could do, including myself. So go out there, train it, protect it, build it, because this is the game of your life. It's not going to wait. You were built for fourth and one moments, and you've got this. Be your own coach. Go out there and go for it. Bring it in. Okay, bring it in. Listen up. Bring it in. Bring it in. Start strong and finish strong and dominate everything in between. I'm Coach Mickey. Let's go.